Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another installment of Show to Be with Mike G, the show of life, the show of Goa, India, whiskies, the emerging Indian whiskey market, whiskeys of the world, and so much more. As today we chat with Michael D'Souza, the master distiller for Paul John Whiskey. First, there was Amroot setting the bar for Indian whiskeys. Now there's Paul John taking away some awards at Whiskeys of the World this year. And Michael will be in town like he was a few weeks ago in Austin, Texas. He'll be in town this Saturday, September 30th for Whiskeys of the World in Houston. It's a very interesting category. The tropical weather lends to a much different aging process and a much more robust and romantic and sweet flavor to the whiskey. We sip a few as we chat here today. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy this great chat with Michael D'Souza, the master distiller of Paul John Whiskey.
I don't believe in being a celebrity or whatever. I mean, my job is to make whiskey. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm
a humble guy.
Yeah. I try to keep my foot firmly on the ground.
Yeah. It's hard too, especially when you get to dress up nice and you have people that are hanging on your every word.
See, I prefer to be at the distillery.
Yeah. In the lab itself, right?
Not only in the lab. I mean,
just to, so to speak.
Really, I really enjoy working in the distillery.
Do you feel like, because it's an interesting thing, so I own a distillery as well, so we've worked with spirits, and that is a very, very kind of cerebral thing. But also, being out in the public, you have to be articulate. You have to be able to facilitate a chat. And so working on that side of it, those communication skills, has it been an easy process for you to kind of feel more comfortable speaking in front of crowds?
Not really. I mean, I always enjoyed talking about whiskey, discussing with
so as long as it's whiskey, it's
fun.
See,
the best part, visiting various places and the events. The best part is I get to know a lot of people, intellectuals who know about whiskey. I can exchange my informations.
Do you think that you learn a lot? You like the learning part of it? That there's always something to kind of glean from
this is, this is my 24th year in whiskey industry.
Really?
Even today I learn. Every day I learn.
Something new, right?
About whiskey, yes.
That's amazing. Well, so the path to becoming a distiller and working whiskey is probably a convoluted one as it is for many of us. But you were born and raised in India. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. What was school and academia? Was that a big and an important pursuit for you from your family and you personally?
When you talk about India, the culture is entirely different.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I'm trying to understand. I know some of it, but
yeah, I mean, even today, when you talk about alcohol or smoking, it's still a taboo.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I'm from a different background. I am a Christian.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Yes, I'm a Catholic by birth.
Okay, there's one thing we know about Catholics.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons I love them. They love to drink.
Always, yes. I mean, our family is associated with alcohol.
Yeah.
From I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember, when I was very, very small, when my grandmother used to make house wines.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So it's a positive thing, but I guess then the alcohol, maybe it was about being with the family, having a good meal, all of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, alcohol is always there. I mean, it's part of our daily life.
Yeah. Thankfully.
Yes.
Big family or small family?
Yeah. My parents, my younger brother, myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's it.
And my grandparents.
Yeah. were they ever your parents, were they ever working in the hospitality industry or any kind of chemical industry, kind of like you do now?
Not really. Actually, my grandfather was a small-time brewer.
No kidding.
Yes.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I think it is in my. I got the genes.
Yeah, it's in your blood.
Yes.
But is it hard to do things like that when it's socially taboo? Do you have to be secretive about it, even just something as simple as brewing?
No, actually, India was once upon a time it was a British colony.
Yeah.
A lot of Britishers were there in India. My grandfather used to work for British.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's a lot of gin. I need gin in the house. It's pretty common too.
Gin?
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah,
I do.
A little bit of it.
I do, yes.
So then, was it your first choice as you were thinking about pursuing a career? Was whiskey the first thing you came into? But there had to have been something else you were working on, right?
No, I mean, I had always I had fascination for alcohol.
Yeah.
It's always used to fascinate me. I wanted to become something. I want to do something with alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I started.
So you always knew that?
Yes.
That's an amazing thing to have a passion for alcohol in that way. And you say 24 years later now, you've been working in this industry?
Correct.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. I started very young.
Yeah.
I was 21 when I started.
Oh, perfect age to start. What were you doing? What was your capacity then?
I started working under Master Blender.
Yeah.
Yes. I worked with him, under him for almost 5 years. Then from blending, I shifted to distillation.
Yeah.
I started working as a shift in charge. Then, today here I am.
That's crazy. At what point did you realize that you could taste? Because drinking things that are a little bit complex and maybe mature at 21 is a completely different experience than when you're 41. Not that you're 41, but just for instance, right? So how can you remember maybe a moment where you said, oh, I think maybe I get this now. Maybe I can taste things in a way I never thought.
See, everything changes over
Yeah.
a period of time. Like whiskey, we also evolve.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So our taste buds evolves. I think, after 24 years, I can say that, my experience took over everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know what I'm doing now.
How long do you think it takes a distiller to really know what they're doing?
It depends, how committed you are.
Yeah.
You have to be disciplined. Your habits has to change.
Sure.
You have to discipline yourself.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot about that. Would it have ever been any other kind of spirit, or was it really great that it was whiskey for you? Is that the one that you kind of...
I also make wines.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I am also a winemaker.
A vineyard. Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Vintner, excuse me. What kinds of grapes can you deal with? Because imagine this is all in India, right?
Yes.
What kinds of grapes grow in India?
In India, mainly we grow French varieties.
Okay.
For example, in reds we grow Cabernet Sauvignon,
Yeah.
Shiraz, Merlot, Zinfandel.
Yeah.
In whites, you have Sauvignon Blanc, you have Chenin, you have Chardonnay, and these are the main varieties.
So you're getting your hands dirty. You're getting so much exposure to all the areas, and so I think that makes you. Do you feel like that makes you a better equipped taster, a better equipped distiller, having all those other experiences with wine?
Exactly. I have, fortunately, I was involved in various types of alcohol manufacturing.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the Indian-made foreign liquors to wines to single malts. Yeah.
A jack of all trades.
Yes.
That's pretty intense. Which of these tasks, because there's filtering, there's fermentation, there's so many different pieces of the process, which is your least favorite in that whole process from the raw material to the bottling?
I wouldn't say, anything. I mean, I like everything.
Yeah.
Each and every whiskey making process is a challenge.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, distillation is easier and the fermentation is tougher. Everything is tougher.
Yeah. It's like
if
its own class.
If you want to make quality whiskey, you have to be precise. You have to
Yeah.
be meticulous in each and every whiskey making process.
Disciplined.
Yes.
And you fancy yourself a very disciplined guy.
You have to.
Yeah. It's just one of the requirements, I guess.
Correct.
Well, so you're traveling around a lot in the capacity in this role, and you're in Austin. You had this master class with Whiskies of the World. How long have you been in the States? This particular trip, kind of chatting with folks.
Actually, I arrived on the 14th.
Yeah.
I think I'm here until the 6th of October.
Oh, no kidding!
Almost
So
20
quite
days.
a long time.
20 days traveling a couple of states.
Wow.
Different markets, different shows.
You excited?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fun. How do you take care of yourself? This is a hard thing for me sometimes when you are around great people, great booze. What do you do to kind of make sure you keep healthy?
I travel a lot,
Yeah.
so of course, I mean, when you arrive or when you visit any other country for that matter, for initial couple of days, you take some time to adjust to the environment. You have to come out of the jet lag.
Yeah. You don't
So
have
then-
circles under your eyes. You look pretty good. So you're doing something right, I think.
I, today I'm all right. Yeah.
Okay. I caught you in a good place. This is good. I'm glad that we're for a Sunday morning too. I mean, we're all quite chipper. A little bit better than I would have expected given the whiskey festival last night. Well, so this is an exciting thing. I've had the pleasure of judging for Whiskies of the World for about 4 years now, and Amrut was, of course, as we know, the first really notable Indian whiskey that the Americans knew, and it was an interesting category for a lot of different reasons, which we'll talk about. But India, it's like, what do you think? What do you think about India? What does India look like? What grows there? There's all these kinds of different things you think about. But now, Paul John being what I would consider another very notable and growing brand, that's really, really getting people excited about the category. And even you had a master class on this. So in this case, give me, what do you think are some of the main differences in Indian whiskey? Because it's its own category, right? And there's not a lot of it. So what do you think identifies that?
I think the ingredients.
Yeah.
In India we use Indian ingredients, Indian barley.
Six row,
Six
right?
row Indian barley. Yeah. But having said that, India has a long history of whiskey making. I
Does
think
it?
one of the oldest distillery dates back to 1850s. Yeah. When the British were there in India, they set up a couple of breweries and distilleries near the foothills of Himalayas.
Oh, really? So it has kind of a rich history. I mean, these were whiskey distillers, you're saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
In India, we have got more than 20 single malt distilleries making quality spirits.
Do you think the world's really aware of all the great work coming out of India?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
You know that. I mean, Amrut has proven that.
Sure.
Now, Paul John, we have Rampur single malts coming up.
Yeah.
Hopefully, in coming years, you would get to see a lot of quality single malts coming out from India.
And they have this interesting richness to them. It's more robust, more full-bodied for me. Like even just smelling this one, which we'll sip here in a second. Like, why do you think? Is it the people? Is it because they're more full-bodied, they're warmer, or is it really the ingredients and the heat and all that allow?
The characters we get from two different things. First is from the Indian barley.
Yeah.
Indian barley is rich in protein.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, which makes your whiskey more creamier. And the climate.
Yeah.
The climate, helps you to extract, or the whiskey to extract, maximum flavor compounds from the barrels. So these two makes your whiskey more characterful, flavorful, and rich.
And there's something I read, and tell me if this is true. You guys, normally with whiskey, they'll ferment out to about 8%. And that makes it drier. Obviously the higher the ABV is of the mash, it'll be drier. But is it true you guys stop it a little bit sooner and kind of ferment to a lower percentage to retain some of the sweetness?
No, not really.
Okay.
No.
I don't know. I think I've read that on the site, but
we don't do that.
Yeah.
Because,
just scale.
Yeah.
2%, right? You got to get that back.
We don't do that. Everything is natural.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Goa is a state that is on the western coast of India. Is that correct?
Yes. Goa is on the western coast, right below Mumbai.
Yeah, Mumbai. Okay.
Goa has got wonderful tropical climate.
Yeah.
It's humid. It's hot.
Beautiful, scenic.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of the well-known travel destination.
Yeah.
A lot of people. The season starts around November, in October. and goes on until April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's do you spend a lot of time at the beach there? Is that what one would do if they're visiting for vacation?
Goa is known for beaches.
No.
Yeah, we have got wonderful beaches there, and our distillery is not very far from the beach.
You know, oh wow,
Actually, yes,
that's pretty nice for you if you want to just get out and take a walk, right?
definitely.
Did you live in Goa as you were growing up, or you moved there? Do you live there now?
No, really. I'm from the southern part of India.
Okay.
The place called Coorg.
Okay.
It's known for its coffee.
Yeah. Ooh, how's the coffee?
Yes.
It's good.
And in Coorg we grow the second best coffee in the world.
No kidding.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
after Brazil.
Do you take it with you when you travel, just to make sure you have it?
I don't, but I love coffee.
It's a good way to taste too. So how this distillery now, which I saw the copper pot stills you guys use, they're beautiful. And how long has this distillery been in operation now, making single malts or whiskey in general?
Okay. It started in 2009. The first
2009.
distillation started in 2009.
Yeah.
Before that, it took 2 long years to construct and put all the equipment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it hard regulation-wise with the Indian government? Are they pretty cooperative?
Yes. Alcohol is regulated by the government there
Yeah.
in India. You have to get a lot of approvals. Yes, it is very stringent.
Very stringent, yeah.
Yes.
Heavily taxed there as well?
Depending on the states, India has got 30 states. 30 states has got its own laws.
Oh, totally
Yeah.
different. Just like your
Own tax structure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting. Well, so of the marks, there's a few, and we get to try one that's like kind of new and emerging that we haven't had yet. But when you go and you blend and when you distill, what kinds of things are you looking to create in the final whiskeys? What are some flavors you really like?
Initially, when I started working on the expressions,
Yeah.
always I kept one thing in my mind, because I kept India in my mind,
Mm.
because India is vibrant and massively vibrant
Yeah.
country, because we have different languages, different religion, different culture.
Mm.
It's colorful. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to have similar vibrancy inside the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, with different flavors and different characters.
Does it have a transportative nature too? So when you sip these fine whiskeys, does it take you back to India? Do you feel it much like agave spirits? They take you to the place where they were made.
Of course, I mean, if you taste Paul John, you would understand sweet.
Yeah.
It's spicy. Uh,
It's like your love life, right? Sweet
Right.
and spicy. Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. And are there any kind of flavors that you personally like to stray away from? Things that you don't want to focus on? Maybe salinity, maybe dark, bitter notes.
definitely bitter notes.
Yeah.
It's not good for a whiskey. But rest, I mean, the sweetness is
Yeah.
very important. Since we are in Goa, Goa has got tropical climate. It's humid.
Yeah.
It's hot, and we are not very far from the sea. Our whiskeys are more mineral in character.
Like a
Because
space side.
salt is in the air.
Yeah.
So the whiskey absorbs a lot of salt from the air and makes it more mineral in character.
You're kind of lucky, man.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Exactly.
It's flavorful, and you get a little bit of that sea breeze to bring in some salinity and add even a more vibrance, like you said,
Correct.
to the whiskey itself. Are there any requirements for Indian whiskey? So as a category, bourbon, of course, is very stringent. There's certain things about the types of barrels, how long it has to sit. But for you, can you kind of just have creative carte blanche where you can do what you want with the whiskeys?
Yeah, in India we make two different kinds of whiskeys, basically alcohol. One is called IMFL, Indian Made Foreign Liquor,
Okay.
which does not come under any regulations.
Okay.
We can use molasses-based spirits, grain-based spirits.
Really?
We can
Okay.
add colors, we can add flavors.
Yeah.
Then also the other one is the proper whiskey, like single malts or blended whiskey,
Sure.
which come under the regulations.
Okay.
In India also we cannot bottle a proper whiskey before it is matured for 3 years.
Really?
Yes,
Oh, so it's kind of interesting. There are strict rules in place then in that
exactly.
respect.
We have.
Yeah, well, I don't think a lot of people realize that. Do you always want it to be so? Being in that pool of great whiskeys, you have the American whiskeys. There's a lot of differentiation there. There's the Scotch, there's Irish whiskeys. Do you want it to be completely unique, or do you want it to be a perfect homage and kind of a memoir to all of the other beautiful whiskeys of the world?
We never wanted to, create any replica or
Yeah.
copy somebody else. We wanted to have our own hallmark. We wanted to make unique Indian whiskey,
Yeah.
which is not, made anywhere else. I mean, we always thought about that.
Yeah. Being unique, being original, innovative, all of those things.
Yes.
Well, we've talked about this whiskey, and I'm taken to this tropical place in my head. I would love to taste, and you guys have this bottle that Ajay's brought with us here. What are we about to taste in this unreleased and kind of rare whiskey that's about to be introduced?
Okay, when I talk about whiskey, I mean, Paul John, we have regular 5 expressions, 3 flagships and 2 limited editions.
Yeah.
Apart from that, occasionally we release some rare limited editions. Today we have expression called Kanya.
Kanya, okay. What's that? What is that? Yeah.
Kanya is the Indian zodiac sign for Virgo.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes.
Are you a Virgo?
We are. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm a Libran.
Good.
Okay. We are planning to release the Indian Zodiac series.
Oh, cool.
Of whiskies. Yeah. Because each and every expression would have the unique characteristics of zodiac signs.
Yeah. That's pretty amazing.
Today we have Kanya, which is very smooth, silky, chocolatey, sweet. Yeah.
So because I'm selfish, I'm an Aquarius, and I know how I am cool and collected, blah, 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 right?
Correct.
What would an Aquarius whiskey taste like?
As I said, I mean, it'll be elegant.
Oh, yeah, see? Yeah. Now you're speaking my language.
Elegant. I mean, when you talk about the water, I mean, maybe some mineral character.
Yeah. Darkly pensive. Right. But friendly. Accessible. These are things that are kind of important.
Definitely. Yes.
Will you have a lot at stake when it becomes the Libra whiskey? Will you have to really make sure it reflects?
It'll be very, very balanced.
Calm. Humble. A humble whiskey. Well, good. This is amazing. So this is, man, astrological whiskeys. This really speaks to me at this moment. I feel that a lot. So what can I expect from this guy? And we're going to sip this finally. What's the... Actually, I'll just try to guess.
Yeah, this whiskey is... I chose 20 odd barrels from... We have 2 different warehouses. One is the below the ground level, and one is above the ground level.
Yeah.
And this whiskey was drawn from the underground cellar from 20 odd barrels.
Oh, okay.
All first fills, and these are the oldest whiskies.
Really?
We have. Yeah, it is almost 8 years
old.
I mean, when I say 8 years, you have to remember, it is equivalent to 30-year-old Scotch whiskey.
Yeah, because the climate's different.
The 1 year in India is almost equivalent to 4 years in Scotland.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've aged well then, if in fact that's how that goes.
Yeah, in India, whiskey measures differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Well, okay, let's see. So this is a beautiful color on that. I mean, this is a really rich color on this.
Yeah, see, delivery is very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It's chocolatey, it's creamy. All our whiskeys are bottled above 46%.
There's this cool thing like that I'm getting on here that I don't get from Scotch is like a really nice milk chocolate kind of note, like at the very end.
Yep.
So I mean, I'm falling in love with this sign all over again.
It is. I mean, certain characters, what you have here, you wouldn't get in Scotch whiskies because they mature their whiskies in different climate conditions. In India, we have wonderful tropical climate, which whiskey interacts rapidly with the wood to extract flavor compounds.
Which barrels? And so you're using, you said first fill? Or does it doesn't matter. I mean, I think it doesn't really matter, but it gives you some creative liberties. You can use whatever kind of barrels you want, can't you?
We can, as long as it is oak.
As long as it's oak.
We can use any kind of cask.
Yeah.
Having said that, we use mostly once used American oak.
Okay.
Yes.
Deep char, regular char, something.
3-level charring.
Okay.
Because once used bourbon is more suitable for Indian climatic conditions.
Sure.
It's more elegant. Otherwise your whiskey would become more astringent and more woodier
Yeah, this
over a
is like
period of time. Yes.
the word sexy comes to mind of how passionate and how kind of like supple it feels. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, because I like some whiskeys to me are a little too refined. They're a little too tight, right? Some scotches are that way where they don't really get out there. They're not bosomy, right?
Yeah.
But this whiskey really feels that way for me. It's like almost sensual kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, of course. I mean, these are the special 20 barrels I chose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to give the particular character.
Sure.
Yeah. To make it more chocolatey and sweet.
It's a very powerful position to be in, to control this thing, right? It's gotta
Of
be
course.
nice.
I mean, yeah, I enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
Always. Yes.
So what do you of the line? You said you've got the two rare editions now. This third here, which kind of is astrological, but then the two flagships. What's been the most successful and the most resonant whiskey for Paul John so far?
As on today, we are in 30 different countries.
Wow.
30 different countries. We have different demands.
Yeah.
Some countries we sell more peated whiskies. Some we sell unpeated whiskies. Yeah, we have different whiskies for different palates.
Yeah. So they kind of resonate in different ways in different markets.
Exactly.
For the States, what do you think we're really into?
We're doing good. I mean, well, in unpeated whiskey, I guess. Yeah.
Peated might be much for us, I think, in terms of accessibility.
Yeah, I think maybe this is the bourbon country.
That's right.
People like sweet whiskeys.
Yeah.
So people love unpeated. Yesterday we were at the show. I was seeing people were loving having tasting classic, which is is 100% unpeated whiskey.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What's the proof on this guy? Tastes about 47.
This is 50%.
Okay, close.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a bold move too. Is that where you feel for you whiskey tastes the best, around 100 proof?
Different expressions, we have different proofs. When I start doing the blending, I see at what strength the whiskey will start expressing to the maximum.
Yeah. Feel it.
Ultimately, the flavor is more important.
Yeah.
The balance is more important.
For you as someone, this is something that I always try to suss this out in other people and guests that work in distilleries or make art, because whiskey is an art. For you, would you rather think about how to make the whiskey and taste it, or would you rather feel it?
Exactly. In
It's
a
not
way,
feeling, isn't it?
it's my emotions which is bottled.
Good. It has to.
So I always, imagine certain things while creating some expressions.
What are a few of those things?
Maybe my personal life, or the life of a person who's close to me, or
Love.
Yeah,
It affects us all, doesn't it?
exactly.
Well, this is a brilliant whiskey, and I've had them before, but sometimes I don't get the pleasure of knowing until after I've had it. So this is cool now because I get to talk to you about you almost literally pouring your passion into the bottle.
Correct.
And then this is at 100 proof, which is incredible. When is this signature kind of rare model, if you will? When is this hitting the States?
I think before Christmas, so I should have it here. We are targeting in the Christmas.
Any idea what retail might be? Close?
I have no idea.
Yeah, curious.
I think it should be approximately $300.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice bottle for Christmas for sure. Very nice bottle. Well, I have two questions left for you. I know you guys you're going to be here till the 6th. You got a lot of work to do, right? So the first is being a passionate guy, having your hands in this amazing liquid. Let's say that you are anywhere in the world, sipping whatever whiskey you'd like to sip. But if you could sit there and just have a conversation with anybody, living or deceased, who might you like to sit, sip, and have a conversation with? Yeah.
It's a tough question, actually.
It changes, I think,
yeah.
monthly for me.
Correct. Yeah. I don't have any particular person in mind, but definitely yes. Somebody who's knowledge about whiskeys. I love to talk or discuss about whiskies always.
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
But Ernest Hemingway probably knew a bit about whiskies, I would think. It's possible. Yeah. Or F. Scott Fitzgerald. Those guys, those classic writers, would probably.
Maybe, yes,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah, I've met many whiskey writers.
Yeah.
I had wonderful conversations with them.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's fun. Well, then the last piece for you, as you kind of traveling around, where else are you going to be? You said traveling outside of Texas as well?
Yes, I mean, today we are heading to Dallas.
Okay.
Maybe for a couple of days. Then again to Atlanta, New York, Boston,
Yeah.
and so on. Yeah.
You excited?
Yeah, I'm very much excited.
You're going to meet a lot of people. They're going to have weird accents. Some of the
Yes,
time,
this is what I like.
Yeah.
I mean, I get to know a lot of people, associated with whiskey business.
Yeah.
Yeah, whiskey writers, whiskey makers, blenders. Yeah,
Not a bad life. Pretty charmed.
not at all.
In fact. Well, Michael, it's been a pleasure chatting. Thank you so much for sharing this passionate, robust whiskey with me. I think you're going to enjoy the rest of your 2 weeks or whatnot here in the States, and I hope to speak to you soon.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Well, there we have it. Michael D'Souza, the master distiller for Paul John Whiskey, an amazing Indian whiskey with a lot of depth, a lot of sweetness, a lot of texture. This is a cool category. You don't expect that much is coming out of India, but in fact, there's a hell of a lot of different spirits coming out of there, as Michael kind of helps detail. It's also cool that Michael D'Souza will be in town conducting a master class for Whiskies of the World in Houston, Texas on Saturday, September 30th. This is a great event, and I know it's new to Houston. I know there's been a lot of crazy, terrible things that have been happening in Houston, and I hope that the whiskey community can rally and kind of just share a dram in the wake of what's happened there in Houston. I think whiskey is a great equalizer. It's a great healer, and I hope everybody in Houston is doing well. Michael will come visit you very soon, and it's worth chatting with him. And thank you for listening to Show to V with Mike G. No matter how many horror movies you're going to cram in to watching in the month of October, or if you're thinking the new Blade Runner may in fact be a masterpiece, if these reviews that are coming out already are any indication, please keep dancing.